Hey y'all, welcome back. We have a benchmark one, we got a fun one, a classic one I've done countless times at this point. So I'll talk a little bit about that aspect of it, but we have Grace for time 30 clean and jerks. 135.95 are the RX. This is a testing workout and a benchmark that we'll see over and over again. So we always like to give you those ranges. So this weight, the weight you should be using should be between 35 and 50% of a max clean and jerk. And so if you're starting out to set that benchmark, and your technique is good enough, you might want to push it closer to that 50% number. And as you get stronger and stronger, you'll know to go up in weight as soon as you're at or below the 35% number. But that way we're not having to set a new one every single time. And we can start with something that we can retest a few times before we kind of grow out of how we did it. But really, if you're going to be pushing these, you need to be really comfortable with the barbell and the clean and jerks. So if you're at home and don't have a barbell, you've got dumbbells or a kettlebell or a ruck, we're going to do, and I'll put these variations on the description and on the WOD blog or the workout blog here. So you'll just do, if they're heavy, dumbbell or kettlebell clean and jerks. If they're a little lighter, we're going to go one-handed stuff. We're going to add a burpee in, so it'll be burpee, bring it up, clean and jerk. But again, I'll put the rep schemes and stuff up in the description. So really, regardless of how you're doing it, it's going to feel very similarly. In the first like 5 to 7 reps, you usually feel completely like a joke, and it lulls you in to a false sense of being real comfortable with this workout. Then very quickly, it gets pretty difficult. And the first 15 are so much harder than the second 15. So it really feels like you get to 15 pretty fast and you're like, yeah, this is kind of hard, but that just between that 15 and the 20 number, right in there, that's where it always just slaps me in my face. But the good news is once you get to that 20 number and you have single digits left, mentally it's just so much easier because you're just chipping away, but you can see the finish line there. So just some strategies and stuff, and you'll see it on my video here, but I've ended up making a rule for myself, and I don't do singles anymore on Grace, and I'll tell you a little bit why. But the rule that you'll see on the video playing wherever, probably over there somewhere, the rule I made is every set has to be a minimum of 3 reps. And I can go more than that, but everything has to be a minimum of 3 reps. So what I used to do is I used to go RX on this workout, so 135, and I used to just do singles. And I only have the time from the video, so I think it was about 3.5 minutes today, and that's about what my fastest RX was. But today, with the rule of the 3 reps, I went 115, so I went 20 pounds lighter, which is a pretty big amount lighter, but with the linking rule, I got about 3.5 minutes, which is like the exact same time. So even though I went lighter, I feel like I'm much stronger, much better shape. My technique is better. Everything feels better. That just kind of shows you how valuable those singles are and how much effort it is to get from overhead back down to your front rack or back down to the hang position, however you're going to do it, and then back to the ground. It's really not that much faster per rep. It is a little faster, but it's not that much faster per rep, and it is a ton more energy. So for most people, if you're just trying to maximize your time and you're kind of either going RX or kind of pushing this 50% for you range, then singles probably are going to get you the best score. But remember, it's not always about the best score. And today, since I've had going singles with 135, I've had the same time within 5-10 seconds every single time, no matter how much I don't rest when the bar's on the ground. No rest during it, just singles, about 3.5 minutes. There's not much I can gain anymore as far as time and score. Still a great workout, so there would still be reason to continue doing it that way. But I get motivated a lot by looking at my old scores and seeing those change over time. So for me, I dropped weight. I wanted to force myself out of my comfort zone. I'm extremely comfortable just finding a rhythm that I can stay with, and no matter how terrible that feels, I am good at finding that rhythm and just staying in it. And I'm really uncomfortable when I have to link things together or do sets in certain amounts where I can't control my heart rate at all times. So that's why kind of I chose it. I'm going lighter now. I'm linking them together. But now you can see in my video a lot of time spent resting in between these sets. That's what those sets of 3 kind of do to you. A lot of time spent resting during these sets. And so there's a lot of time I can now take away. So my plan is to try and get that number closer to like the 2.5 mark. When it gets to the 2.5 mark, I'll go back up to 135. Same rule, linking 3 in a row, and then I'm assuming I'm going to go slower, but then I'm going to see if I can give that old RX number time or score that I had a run for its money. But that'll be probably a year or more, probably more than a year from now, just to kind of give you some guidance there. So with that said, the technique for this one, singles are usually for almost everybody the most efficient. If you're in this kind of 35% range, then we can start linking them. What happens to a bunch of people is they come out the gate, and like I talked about, the first 7 feel like a joke, and the first 15 are doing the first 15 is like doing round 1 of a 5-round workout. And think of the second 15 as 4 more rounds. So what I see so many people do is they come out with a set of 10 or 15, put it down, pick it back up, and they're toast. They do like a set of 12, then they do a set of 6, and they're at 18. They pick it up again, they do a set of 2, they're at 20, and then they're just doing a single, and they're just in survival mode by then. So you have to come out conservative. Think about if you did that. You go 12, take a break. 6, take a break, that's 18. 2, take a break, that's 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 13 breaks you're taking in the workout. But instead, that person who could do 12 and then pick it up and go 6, that person could easily, let's just say they do 5s. Instead of 13 breaks, that's only 6 breaks. 5, 6, 30, there we go. That's only 6 breaks. Actually, it's probably 5 breaks in between this stuff. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's only 5 breaks. Compared to 13, that can be a drastically different time, and it's all just about being a little conservative in the beginning. So keep that in mind, whatever rep schemes you think you can do. So to put it in perspective with the weight I used, I did 3s the whole time. I've done a max set at that weight, linking it together, and I got 15 reps. So I did a 1/5 of what a max set would be at that workout, and it got hard. It got really hard for me. So just things to keep in mind. This is a great workout. Make sure you're getting set up on the ground. Let's not get sloppy. We see so many people throw the weight belt on this one and then just don't. They get so caught up in their score, they forget about setting up on the ground. And you just got to, no matter what, you want to always make sure that layer of technique is surviving through all of this. That way, when we're in these positions out in the real world, we're actually used to leveraging our technique out there, and we don't just throw it out the window because we say it's for time. But enjoy this one, write it down. Overreach if your technique is pretty good. That way you can retest. Come out a little conservative in the beginning of this one, because the first 15 reps are like round 1 out of a 5-round workout. Hope that helps. Talk to y'all soon.